all these red looking foundations and Oompa Loompa shades. I am tired of wasting my money. No more. No more wasting money. Hey, Ohemaa, look at this fufu and pepper soup. It is so tantalizing.
You devil, stay away from me. I'm on a diet.
We have the perfect foundation to match your skin tone, down to your golden undertone.
Wait, really? That will match my exact shade? Wait, let me see.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time clicking to watch any of my videos, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch this video. So, how many times have you seen me put a foundation on and use the words, okay, this is too red for me, but I can make it work. I'm really tired of making it work. And most of the time making it work means the foundation comes out or turns out to be like my whole skin routine comes out a little bit red, or a little bit more red than I would like it to. I know I'm dark skinned, but I don't have a red undertone. Like, I have a cool with a slightest yellow undertone. If the foundation is too cool, it really wouldn't look right on me. If it's too red, it doesn't look right on me. So there are a few foundations on here that match my skin tone to the T, and others that are too red for me. So I'm just going to swatch them for you, and you guys can see which ones match my skin tone really perfectly and which ones don't. First off, we're going to use a brand that I haven't actually used on my channel. I've used it a few times before I switched cameras, but those videos came out so wrong that I ended up not using it at all. But I do have it. I have the Fenty foundation. I have used it. I think I used it in my I tried following a Nima Tang video, and that was either the first and last time you probably have seen me use it. So yeah, this is the Fenty Beauty 480 foundation. The Fenty Beauty 480 foundation, and I am going to try to use it. I'm going to try to swatch it for you guys so you can see. Okay, so this is how Fenty Beauty 480 swatches on my skin. It comes out a little bit red on my skin, just like most foundations out here. Like, this is like the norm of foundations that, you know, this is how normal foundations look on my skin tone. I am going to swatch next the ColourPop Cosmetics Dark 215, but they said that if you wear 480, then your shade is 210. And the last time I used 210, it was too red. But I'm gonna swatch that for you so you can see. The colors are actually really, like, the colors are really closely matched. You see? They're very closely matched, but if you've seen my review of the ColourPop No Filter foundations, you saw that the 215 was too red and the 210 was also too red. But ColourPop, according to ColourPop, if you wear Fenty Beauty 480, you should choose their foundation in the shade 210. I hate these foundations. Like, even though they're pumped, it always ends up pooling over here, and it just pools all around the inside, so you have to like wipe it off, but then your nail doesn't get inside, so it doesn't wipe it all off. Okay, so recently I did a video on the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I feel like this foundation matches my skin tone to the T. I can use the shade Truffle, or I can use the shade Ganache, because for some odd reason both foundations or both shades melts really beautifully into my skin tone. So I'm going to swatch Truffle because that's what I have right now, but I'm also thinking about going to get Ganache. But you guys, look at this. This foundation is a cool foundation with a goldish, or with a golden undertone. You can clearly tell that it is a different breed compared to the two that I already swatched. And I'm swatching a pump just like the other ones, but you can tell that it looks different. Do you see? So next I'm gonna swatch the next foundation in the shade Chestnut. I did swatch all the other ones, and I felt like Chestnut was the one that was almost closely matched to my skin tone, because Espresso was a little too dark, and the one before that was too red, and I felt like Chestnut was the one that matched my skin tone a little bit better. But last time I used it on my channel, it was like the shade was also slightly off. But this is what that looks like. This foundation needs to be like, I think if I had a few more drops of the darker shade in there, I feel like it would match way better than it does now. Let's see if I can find the one that comes after that. So the next one on the NYX, it would be the shade number 24. And 24 is Deep Espresso. I didn't pick Deep Espresso because I felt like Deep Espresso was too red for me. It's a deep foundation. It's just a little bit too red, you know? Like, look at Truffle on my skin. And look at this one. The reason why I chose Chestnut was because you can see that it's not as red, but also I think that the yellow is a little bit too much, so it makes it look like it's a little bit paler than my face. So now I'm going to swatch another foundation that I feel like is a really good match to my skin tone, and that's Flesh Beauty, and this is the shade number 37. I know, it looks crazy, but once I blend it out, this thing disappears into my skin. Okay, so another foundation that I felt like was a subtle match for my skin is the CoverGirl foundation, and I decided to go with D80 because I felt like D80 had the golden tint that I was looking for, and this is what that shade looks like. Oh, not my brows. So yeah, but now looking at it, I feel like D80 is too yellow for me, so I'm gonna swatch D80. Disregard the brows, you guys. Last time I did my skin routine, I mixed both shades, and yeah, I think D90 is the better match for my skin. Let's swatch the Beauty Blender one because Beauty Blender did extend their shade range, and the shade 460 is, I feel like it's an ideal match for me. Like, it matches way better than some other foundations out here, so okay, so 460 kind of matches. Oh, it kind of matches the Fenty Beauty. Do you see that? This is Fenty 480 and this is the Beauty Blender 460. They kind of sort of match. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna swatch Beauty Bakerie Foundation Cake Mix number 3. I feel like Cake Mix number 3 matches my skin tone way better than some other brands as well. So I'm gonna swatch that for you. I still have to do a review on this foundation for you guys, but this is it. So all the foundations that I'm saying match my skin tone have a cool undertone. Right now, looking at everything, I feel like I have 4 foundations that match my skin tone better than the rest. I feel like CoverGirl D80 and Truffle from Too Faced and number 37 from Flesh Beauty match my skin tone better. This is Chestnut from NYX, and you can see why I feel like Chestnut is a good match for my skin tone because it has that it's a cool undertone. It has that slight golden shade to it, and I feel like that matches my skin tone. That's why I use Chestnut instead of, which one is that for that? Instead of Deep Espresso, because Deep Espresso is a little too red for me. Yeah, but I feel like if I mix Chestnut and Deep Espresso, it would give me like a really good shade. If I mix the CoverGirl, the last 2 CoverGirl shades, I feel like it would give me a good shade. This is the Beauty Bakerie foundation, and you can see what that shade looks like on my face. There is Lancome 555. I feel like Lancome 560 will be the better match for me, but look at it. it really kind of, it's almost similar to Truffle. I can see how it's very similar to Truffle. I have a very cool undertone. Like, I hope this is giving you an idea of how my skin tone is structured essentially. And I think that because of how light my chest is compared to the rest of my head, if I don't get the right shade and the right concealer, it just doesn't come out looking right. I don't know if I have any more space. I can swatch one. So I have these two Maybelline shades. I have never used them because one is too dark and the other one is off. So I'm just gonna swatch them for you. I've been searching for 375 forever, and I did find 375, but I never actually ended up using it. So this is the Maybelline 375. Okay. Wow. At some point I thought it was too off and I couldn't use it, but 375, it's not as cool as Truffle or number 37 or Beauty Bakerie, and this is a Beauty Blender, but it's up that alley where it could match my skin tone. Let's swatch number 380. 380 is the last shade that they have, and I used to think that 380 matched my skin tone, but I started realizing that 380 was too dark for me. But is it really too dark though? Because look at it. I think it matches my chin way better than the rest of them. Like once it oxidizes, I feel like it oxidizes too cool. 375 matches better. I should use 375 so we can see how that looks like on my skin. So you guys have never seen me use this because I bought it and I don't think I've actually ever used it that much in my most recent videos. So this is the shade Earth. I'm going to swatch that on the top of my lip. The shades that I feel match my skin tone are very similar in tone or thereabouts, you know. So this is Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Earth. Like if I do that, you can't even see that it's on my face. So Truffle from Too Faced, number 37 Ganache from Flesh Beauty matches really well. Like once blended out, it matches my skin tone really, really nicely. Chestnut, I feel like Chestnut matches my skin tone. Like once I let it oxidize, it will match. But I also feel like it is a tiny bit too golden for me. This is the CoverGirl D80, which I thought was a better match for me. But D90 seems to be a slightly better match. This is the Beauty Blender number 460. And 460 I thought matched my skin tone nicely, which it does on certain occasions. But looking at it, I feel like it almost matches the Fenty Beauty side, and it just becomes a little too red. I don't know if they have a shade between 460 and 480, which is their last last shade or their previous last shade, but if they do, that would be my shade. This is the Beauty Bakerie number 3 cake mix. And I feel like cake mix is also cool with a golden undertone, and it matches my skin tone really, really nicely. This is the Lancome number 555, which I thought was too light for me, but it actually looks like it's right up my alley. Like it's matching the ones that I think match my face. This is the Maybelline. Is it Maybelline? Yeah, the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 375, which I thought at some point was a myth because I'd been looking for it and I couldn't find it anywhere. This is 380, and even though 380 looks like it matches my skin tone, it actually blends out darker than I need it to be. You see that? Like it's gonna make it makes it impossible for me to match my concealer and blend it out so it looks nice. Like if my foundation is too dark, my concealer comes out looking horrid and it's not good look. I have swatched all the foundations that I feel at some point, or that I felt at some point, match my skin tone this year. Some of them I've used in a skin routine for you to see, others I haven't used in a skin routine for you to see. But for now, I can clearly tell you that Fenty Beauty and ColourPop are entirely too red. They're they're out. Okay, I'm gonna blend out number 37 over here so you can see. And this is the number 37 from Flesh Beauty. I told you, number 37 is like perfect match for me. Like, I don't have to do anything to the foundation because it is so freaking perfect. Like, it looks like I have nothing on my face. Okay, so a foundation that I didn't think would match is the Maybelline 375. So I'm going to blend that on the other side of my face. If it looks good, I will just start using it too, because I had been searching for this foundation for so long and I finally found it, and then I swatched it and I thought, maybe not. I just hope they would come up with a pump version of it. Ooh, you guys, look at this. Okay, now I'm gonna have to review this foundation. I don't know why I didn't even try it to see if it would match my skin. Okay, so now I'm looking at it and okay, they both match. Like, this one is like slightly golden, like I was saying. Like, this one is very, very cool and it matches. But this one, I feel like, wow, I really didn't know. I really didn't know that this shade matched me so perfectly. I'm just gonna throw Truffle on the top so you can see, because what's life without Truffle? This is the shade that came to put every other shade to shame. Okay, you guys. It is looking like I'm gonna have to sing less praises for Truffle and start singing more praises for Maybelline 375. Wow. So this is Maybelline 375. It's very matte. I'm gonna review this foundation next so we can see what that's all about. But this is also Flesh Beauty number 37. And this is Truffle. Truffle makes my neck and my chest balance out more, I think. Okay, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments which of these three shades you like best. Also, let me know on the swatches that I did, were you shocked to see how these foundations swatched on my skin? Because I know if I swatch them individually in each individual video, it looks different. But let me know what you think about how they look now that I swatch everything together. Were you shocked by some of the shades that you saw? Did you expect it? Because you know you already knew that's how they were gonna look. Let me know down below in the comments. So yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you think about this video. I know it's not a makeup tutorial, but you know, sometimes it's just nice to take a step back and look at your foundations and see which ones work for you and which ones don't. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!